Hello, everyone. My name is Strider656, and I'm so excited to welcome you back into Middle-earth in my video series entitled Strider's Adventures to Middle-earth, a Let's Play of War of the Ring. As I said in my first video, I'll be playing random ladder matches on Discord and showing you War of the Ring games from my perspective and only viewing my cards. I will share with you my thoughts and in-game reactions while trying my best to keep the end result of the game a secret. The other player is aware that I am making a video, as they asked permission before and after playing. I hope that you enjoy this video, and I encourage you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And maybe even join the War of the Ring Discord. Maybe we'll play one day as well. So anyway, let's dig into it. So this is a game between Waldo and myself, and we're playing a ladder game on base. We decide to go random here, and I end up getting free people. So Waldo is in the top 50 in the ladder, as am I. So this should be a really fun game, and I'm excited just to share with this one with you. I start by drawing I Will Go Alone and Kellerborn. So I have a playable card here. We'll see what happens. He allocates an eye, rolls one more, and I roll two characters and two hybrids. So I'm thinking at this point, I'm going to use my army actions to get Rohan and the do line ready just in case. And I'll probably move twice. We'll see what happens. I pass. He plays Phlox. Always scary. And I move the Fellowship. And he's using it. All right, this is scary because he just needs a 5 to hit. And he's got 2 rolls to do it. So let's see. He uses, and he rolls a 4 and a 2. So I'm safe. So if he had rolled a 5, that would be a hit. But alas, I'm safe. And I say I approve. And we laugh because it's funny. He's moving Isengard to war. I decide to do my army movements before I move again. And so there goes my do line fix. He draws a strategy card. Oh, I guess I'm not. Oh, because he played his other Palantir, I decided I can go ahead and move again because he can't really punish me this turn because he has no nothing that he can use to hurt the Fellowship if they're outside of Rivendell right now. So I move. So now he hits on a 5, and let's see. He rolls a 1-4. So if he had played Phlox here, he would have hit. So we laugh about it in chat, and we move on. All right, he brings in Saruman, gets his extra die, and I do my Rohan move. This is the way I do it. Some people might disagree. The other way people do it is they just move like everyone down here, and they move the Westham Neck guys here. But I like doing this so that I can use a character action if I need to move these guys in, as opposed to being stuck using a ring to potentially move them. All right, and he does some standard movements by moving the Barad-dûr into Gorgoroth and the Far-Harad into South-Harad. All right. We move into turn 2. I draw Smeagol and Círdan's ships. He allocates 1, rolls 2 more. And I have a nearly identical roll, but I have a Palantir, which is good, because now I can use Gandalf's ability. So I'm thinking on this turn, I'm probably going to play Kellerborn, because it gets that extra draw ability. Uh-oh. Let it mess something up. All right. We'll see. Did I mess anything up? We'll see, because I just put it on the table. All right. Well, let's see what happens. So he moves Sauron down, and I play Kellerborn here. Good. He says, ew. So it's nice, because people tend to go for Lorien. And this also bolsters it up. And I draw Imrahil and Power of Tom Bombadil. Both good cards. Tom Bombadil probably not so much, but it looks like he's moving towards Lorien. Now I move the Fellowship. And this is a scary move because it's the one into Moria. So he's 3 dice on a 6. He gets a 1-5-5. That's so funny because if he had played Phlox here, I would have been hit. And he says again. So again, I guess the birds just missed us. So I'm safe in Moria currently. He condenses his troops outside. I move again, and I'm hit. So we'll see what happens. He draws a 2. So Gandalf has served his purpose at this point, I'm thinking. He's got his 1 card draw, and a 2 is good to die to. A 2 or 3 is always good. So he dies. Gandalf has done his job. He says, Strider strides. I say, good job, Gandalf. And he attacks Lorien. And I say, and good job, Phlox. He attacks Lorien, puts him under siege. And I use my muster army to play Power of Tom Bombadil. That's just in case he decides to go do that. I'd move the north down 1, and it protects the Shire. He brings the Southrons and Easterlings down. All right. We're going to turn 3. I draw Horn and Grimmelborn. All right, so I'm thinking this turn I could always play Horn before I move, and then I can move a bunch. But let's see what happens. He allocates 1, rolls 1 more. I roll this. Not great. I'd like to see Gandalf, but I won't be seeing him yet. All right, so I start by passing. I'm thinking, let me see what he does before I do anything. That's my thought process here. So he musters in North Dunland. That tells me he's probably going to use Rage of the Dundanlings, because you don't do that otherwise. I pass, and I see the Palantir. So I say Rage. And there it is. So I laugh at myself, and he teleports those guys up to the South Downs. Now I decide that I'm going to go protect the Shire instead of going to Rivendell. Because I'm not going to make it in time anyway, because he's already there, right outside of Rivendell. I don't know, maybe I should have moved there, but I moved now because I know he's going to step on me very soon. He gets his hit, and it's a regular too, so no reveal yet. And I think about taking a random, but I decide I'm less than 4 corruption, and if I'm less than 4, I'm not taking randoms yet. He agrees that's the right move. He attacks Rivendell. I decide, I'm thinking I'm probably going to use a ring to move again, so I do. So now he needs a 5 or 6 with a reroll. Let's see how he does. He gets a 6, that's a hit, and his reroll is a 5. So really good on him. So if I had moved earlier, this would only be a 1 reveal. So now it's a 2 reveal, and that's enough for me to be like, you know what, I'm taking a random if he draws an eye, which he does. So he draws, and it's Gimli, so that's good. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Eastham. I'm hoping for an eye. Please be an eye. It's a 3. That's the worst scenario. Because even if it's a reveal, it's good, because then you get a reveal out of the pool. This sucks. All right. So I'm deciding random here, because if it's Strider, it's still max corruption. Let's see what happens. Boromir. This is it's the best case scenario, I think, because it's 2. And when you get to the hobbits, you can start chaining them for damage, for corruption. He says switch his way to prod the elves without attacking. So if you are a War of the Ring player, you can please chime in on this. The rule of rearguard. So we're talking about it here. And I'm just going to tell you what our conversation resulted in. So we decide that if you're an attacker, you can decide how many people you want to attack with. So I tell him you can form a rearguard. I can't, if he wants to just have 1 person attack in. So that's what we decide to do. And he decides he's going to attack with 1 guy and a Nazgul. So he can move, because he wants the Witch King. I get it. So we agree to it. And he gets no hits. And I get 2, which is actually 1. So no need to reroll. So I don't reroll. And the Nazgul dies too, because he decided to fight with the Nazgul. So we agree that that's okay. He thinks it's dumb. I laugh. I say it's funny, because it is. It's funny. And now he brings the Witch King in. And everything's flipped. And now here we go. We're into turn 4. So I'm doing decent progress with the Fellowship. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I mean, Rivendell's under siege, right? That's 2. Lorien's under siege. That's 2. So he could be at 4. But we'll keep going here. I draw. I get rid of Horn of Gondor. So I'm sad. So when I lost Boromir before, I didn't mention it, but yeah, I was sad because I wanted to have that horn there to soak up some damage, and that would have helped a little bit. But alas, I didn't. I didn't roll a Palantir. All right, so I have Mithril Coat, Thranduil, Imrahil, Círdan, Smeagol. I will go alone. So now I'm thinking, wouldn't it be funny if I separated my hobbits into Lorien to kill the Witch King with Mithril Coat, with the Blade of Westerness? So this is what I'm thinking I'm going to do if I get the roll for it. So he allocates an eye, rolls one more. I get my Will of the West, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this plan. So I start with that. And I'm so excited about this. But then he reminds me that that card doesn't work in a siege, which he's correct because it says they just move an extra region, but they don't. It doesn't say anything about ending in a siege on this card. So that's we prove the Swifter and Gua here. So there goes my plan. Sad. And I decide instead I'm going to move the Fellowship. He rolls a 4-1. Rerolls a 5. He rerolls. He probably thinks I'm in Rivendell. And yeah, but I'm in Eastamnet, so it's okay. So he plays Olagai. So now Lorien's getting scary. I move the Fellowship again. And he hits and draws an eye. So there goes my hope to move some more with a ring maybe, but you know, I don't. And I move to Eastern Emyn Muil, which I think is smart because then there's only I can go either way to get to Mordor. And I take the corruption. And I say decision time. So I'm going to see what he does here. So he moves the Southrons and Easterlings down. That means I am going to immediately put Gandalf in because I don't want to lose this. So Gandalf's in Fangorn. Let's see what he does. He plays Black Captain, which summons 2 more Nazgul and attacks Lorien. So I'm thinking the perfect play here. Looking at my cards, I'm going to play Círdan on him. Like, yeah, Círdan for charge effect, which you don't normally do. Normally you want to save this for defending Gondor, but I don't see him anywhere near there right now. So that's what I choose to do. I'm hoping for some massive hits. All right. So here I go. Charge. I'm like, here, I'm going to do my 3 rolls. And he plays Swarm of Bats. This hurts. So that destroys Círdan, which is such a great card anyway. So let's see what he rolls. He gets 2. So even if I hadn't played a card here, the Swarm of Bats wouldn't have helped that way. So this hurts really bad in my brain. So he gets 2. I get 2 back. He doesn't press. I say, what a mess. He agrees, as indeed. We laugh about it. He uses the ring ability to change it into, doesn't matter. He just plays New Power is Rising. Now Rohan is in danger at this point. So I keep passing. He brings his armies up. Brings his armies. He goes to South Downs? Okay, no, he goes... All right, he changes his mind and goes to Holland. I always forget the name of that place. All right, and now I have to use my muster, and I use it to hide the Fellowship. And he moves on to them. I think it's funny. Because you'd think when you go out that you're either going to go up to Do or you're going to go down to Gondor. So I don't know where he's going with them. Maybe he's going to Rohan. All right, turn 5. I draw into Challenge of the King and Kingdom of Glorfindel, which I'm happy about because I can actually play that for some effect into Rivendell. Or he allocates an eye. He says Fellowship looking favored here. I don't know. I mean, he's done some corruption damage on me, and I'm still out, not in Mordor yet. So he decides allocates one, rolls two more. I move right away because I don't want to lose my Will of the West in case he has Day Without Dawn. And miss 541 and he hits on the reroll. So putting that army on there, while it was funny, it was effective. And he gets a 0 reveal. So I just move out. And now I'm thinking I can hide, then move again with my Will of the West. But there goes my Will of the West. So it happens. But I still have 2 rings left. So I'm thinking now hide and then move into into Mordor. All right, so I hide. And I'm going to use those last 2, I think, just in case he attacks down into Rohan, that I have the troops here to move in. He says, thinking, I say, think away, and I say, I'll pass away. And I laugh at myself. It's not really funny now, but it was funny at the time. All right, so I pass, and he starts mustering up an Orthanc, and now it looks like he's just causing a mighty army to just condense on a Rohan. So I pass again, and there goes even more people in Orthanc. And now I just make my move in. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done in Rohan. We're going to Helm's Deep, because that's what Rohirrim do. They just hide. I say, come on in, and laugh out loud. He plays The Ring Is Mine. So I'm worried about cruel weather, but 1 in 5 that he has it, or 9. I forgot what 1 in 24. I don't even know what the chances are. I'm not that person. So I move the Fellowship anyway. I'm going to risk it because I want to get in Mordor. And I'm hoping he hits me and reveals. Let's look at the hunt pool out of curiosity here. So he's likely to hit me. 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles will not reveal. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles will reveal. So I'm hoping for the reveal. I mean, best case scenario, he gets like the 0 reveal, then he draws an eye. That would be amazing. He gets 2 hits. Draws a 1. That sucks. So I take the corruption because I'm not going to lose Strider to the 1. And here we go. There's Nenya. But he plays on they went. So I'm so relieved that it's not cruel weather. But the hunt pool doesn't look too great for me. We'll look at it in a minute when we get into Mordor. All right. So I move on. I draw into File of Galadriel. Let's look at my hand. And Éomer. Éomer is perfect at this time because he looks like he's going Rohan. He says, scared you for a second. I killed Thranduil because I don't see him coming to do. And I killed Challenge of the King because I don't really have many armies that have a lot of leadership at this point. So there's no real reason to use a sudden strike. All right. So I'm in Mordor. Turn 6. Pretty good. All right. Let's look at the hunt pool. We'll look at it as soon as we roll. He allocates 3 eyes. Rolls 1 more. I roll a very flexible roll. All right. Let's look at the pool. Yeah. Let's look at the not friendly. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unfriendly tiles here. And he's got 4 eyes. So I'm thinking I'm going to make this pool friendly because he's not doing much this turn. And when I used to play War of the Ring, like when I first started, I used to feel like I want to rush into the crack of doom. And now I'm like, no, you just have to figure out, is Shadow going to win anytime soon? He's at 0 victory points right now, right? So I'm thinking, let me just make the pool friendly before I decide to move. So I play File. He brings in the mouth. I play Smeagol. And I asked him what the points are going. He says, yeah, getting to it. I always like to talk smack to players on War of the Ring. It's fun. And as long as you're doing it nice, doing it. Everyone's friendly. And am I moving here? I'd probably play Mithril Coat. Yeah, I put Mithril Coat out. All right, now I'm good to go, I say. And I say I probably could have moved because I could have moved twice, potentially. And he condenses his troops. So now he looks like he's going Gondor for Pelargir. I mean, it's Tirith, and he might crash into here. We'll see. I mean, he's at 0 points. I move. And let's see what I roll. What I get. A 2 reveal. I'm going to take it. And I pick a random. Because I'm above. I'm at 5 corruption. I don't really want to take any more corruption. And I want to get to Gollum. I draw Strider. You know, he says nice. I say is a word. I'm not happy. But at least I don't take any corruption damage. So I'm at 5 corruption right now. Flipped. And he's moving his leadership around. And at this point, I decide now is a good time to play Kindred of Glorfindel. Because I might draw into Power 2 Great. And I also cause some more damage for him that he has to go through. So here they go. And I dropped into Fear Fire Foe. It's not very helpful. He attacks me in his Tirith. Makes sense as that they were nowhere close to at war. All right, we're into turn 7 now. Let's see what I draw. I draw Ents. That's pretty good. And I draw Guards of the Citadel. What a timely draw. This is such a great card because notice how I'm not full capacity. And Guards lets me put an elite and a leader in there. So this is perfect. All right. So here we go. He allocates an eye. Rolls. He's still deciding what he wants to do. All right. He puts 2 in. Adds no more. And I get this. So I start right away with Guards of the Citadel. To make that hard. And now he flips them out and plays Fighting Uruk-hai in Rivendell. Because it's the only force that has Uruk-hai in it. Now, before this fight starts, I want to point something out to you to see if you can spot it. I currently have 3 elves here. My force pool, I have 2 elites in the pool. And my casualties, I have 2 elites. So, yeah. Let's see if you can figure out what I figure out in a second here. All right, so he's going for Rivendell. This is round 1. I can't play anything in the first round. He plays Storm of Bats. Smart move because I can't play a card, so he knows he's going to get the +1 on the reroll. He gets 1. I get 2. So I'm like, yes, that's 2. I'm doing really well. I have a lot of hits left. And then I realize I can't downgrade. So I have to take an entire elite out. So he just needs 2 hits on 2 different rounds and he takes it. And, you know, he's at 0 victory points. So, you know, although it feels bad, I'm still doing okay. All right. He plays Devilry of Orthanc, so he hits on 5s. He rolls 2 hits. I get 1 back. So at least I take the full damage. All right, no card. He gets his 1 hit. And I roll nothing back. So that was weak. So he's on the board, turn 7, 2 points. And I flip the Fellowship with my Will of the West. And he's reinforcing to take out Lorien, it looks like. I decide to move here before he puts anything else in the pool. Because I still have Mithril Coat. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, I draw File. That's fantastic luck. Let's look at the pool again so you see my likelihood of even getting the stuff. So I just put the -2 and the -1 in to make this a little bit nicer. So I'm happy to see the File. I'm happy to see the File or even like a 3 or a 1 here. I don't want to reveal because that slows me down. He says, ew. All right, so I go back from 3 to 5 corruption. I remind him I'm out of rings here. All right, so now he moves into Fords of Eisen. And that prompts me to play my Aemir into Helm's Deep. All right. And he moves around. He takes Westamnet. That's his first time he's moved Rohan down. I pass. He plays Ringrazor Abroad as an attack. All right, so here we go. Lorien. I'm thinking I have all these shield walls. Might as well play them. Probably fear fire foes first. All right, he plays Black Breath. And 0 so far. Reroll is nothing. So my shield wall doesn't hit. But, you know, I don't hit either. So, nice friendly battle, I say. He decides not to press and draws a character card. I pass. He wants to go again. Plays We Come to Kill. I play nothing. Gets 1. I get 1. Again, I'm not happy because I have all these troops. I'm not getting any hits right now. And he gets 2 on the reroll. Oh, sorry, on the We Come to Kill. So Lorien looks like it's falling. Now he presses. And I'm not going to play my shield wall here. He plays Balrog. So I'm glad I didn't play it. He gets his hits, so there's no combat that even happens. So yeah, that was weak. Now he's up to 4 victory points. So this shows you how fast this game swings, which is why you can't give up when you play. You can't be like, well, it looks like it's really skewed free people. You never know with this game. All right, I pass. He uses the ring to take Edoras and condenses troops in West Arandor. I move Gondor to war, so I can start mustering now. And he plays Shadows Gather, which is unexpected. So there they go. They now Rohan looks like it's danger. All right, because he's currently at 5 victory points. I have 3 steps to go. All right, let's see what happens. Turn 8. I draw Spirit of Mordor, and I draw a second Ents card. He allocates 3, thinks about it, and sticks with his plan. And he draws 3 Paladins. He rolls that. And I roll 2 movement here. So I have a muster. So I'm thinking probably I can either take Saruman out here with my 2 Ents. It's a high chance I'll be able to. I could also play Spirit of Mordor here and attack his big army. And I could also maybe use this for Imrahil. But let's see how the turn goes. So I start by seeing if I can take out Saruman. I got 1. So I just need 2 more here. Let's see how I do. And I got my 3 hits. And there, goodbye, Saruman. He's done. He's gone. Goodbye. He says, bummer. I say not really. I think it might be wasted, but it might not be. Then I joke about scouting into Orthanc because it's open, but there's really no reason for that because I can't win with military right now. Because I could get 2 points there, right? But we're working my other 2 here. I don't see that happening. All right. So he attacks Helm's Deep, and I think about scouting, but in the end, I do not. And I put my 1 guy into reinforcements and enter siege. All right. Time to move the Fellowship. Move. And I draw the -1. This is crazy. So don't forget, I started Mordor at 5 corruption. I am now at 2. And he makes a comment that the last 2 in were the first 2 out. And I say, Smeagol will show you the way, precious. And I always enjoy, with these War of the Ring games, that we just imitate the movies or imitate the books and just make stupid quotes. So he mentions that he's got a 0R, -2, -1 in Mordor. And the bag didn't even look that good. But he forgot about the T. I got a 2R, not a 0R. But anyway, I say I would like to draw the 3 next. Anyway, he draws a character card. I move again before he can do anything with it, if it's something painful. And it's an eye. And I think about using Mithril Coat, but I don't want to draw into another eye or a red tile, so I just decided to take it because it's a 4R, but I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 and just take 0 on this and get right to Gollum, which I do. And I say, precious. And I laugh. His only hope is 2 reds, he says. Well, I can't go anymore this turn anyway. He draws a character card. And I pass. He flips the mouth and attacks Minas Tirith. Let's look at my cards here. So I have the only playable card here, Shield Wall. And I'm probably going to save it for if he plays a strategy card. He starts with a character card. And they are terrible. Okay, it's no hits there. And 1 hit with they are terrible, it helps. Gets 1 back. He forgets to re-roll 1 more. And I get 3. This is great. I'm sorry I was quiet. I was thinking for a second, so could he have re-rolled more? But he re-rolled his full 5 because he only forfeited 1. And that's full 5 leadership. So I take 3. He takes 1. So far, so good. He presses. Plays Desperate Battle. It's 1, 2. It's 3. It's great for him. I get 1, 2, 3 back with a Desperate Battle. Pretty painful so far. Like, I only have 3 guys left. This is falling really fast. But he doesn't press anymore. And I decide to muster an elite into Dol Amroth because you never know if he wants to go for that. He attacks again in Helm's Deep. It's a character card, so I'm not going to play my Shield Wall. You get no hits and no hits. Great news for me. He says, yeesh. I get 3 threes. And I reroll 1 hit. This is great news. I'm doing really well. Helm's Deep is holding out. I say one arrow came out of that army and just hit a random orc, and he's dead. He thinks he did 1, but he didn't. So we figured that out. All right. And he presses again. And he plays Worm Tongue. So I can't reroll. He gets 1. Just 1. I get 1, 2. I can't reroll, so just 2. So he downgrades and does no card. And now I'm thinking this would be a good time for Shield Wall because that will make Helm's Deep hold for a little bit longer. So I play it, hoping to not... He needs 3 hits here to kill me. No hits there. You see the reroll, and it's nothing. So I feel a combination of rage because I could have used that for the other effect, but you never know. And I'd rather not get killed. I mean, that's always a priority. And I roll 1 hit back. And I just do the regular way to get the Dol Amroth card, the Emerald card. So I get a leader in Dol Amroth, and I just another guy in Pelarg here before he can do anything else. I say I can't believe Helm's Deep survived that. And we talk about the fact at how ridiculous that is. But he says, it's on book. So if you're following the lore of Lord of the Rings, I mean, it is on book. I mean, if it was on book, Strider would be there with Legolas and Gimli too, but they're not. They're dead instead in Mordor. But, things are always different. All right, so here we go into turn 9. I need 2 movement here, and I can win. I draw into the Great Company, which is useless, and King Brandsman, which is also useless unless he starts moving up here. And then I can use that to help bolster up the army here to hold it off. Okay. Fellowship, okay. Allocates an eye and rolls 3 more, which isn't scary anymore because I don't die because I only have 1 step to go. So I just need 2, and I roll that thing. And I don't have the there is another way action. So I'm thinking this turn I'm probably going to keep drawing to see if I can get it. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Start by hiding. So that's the hope. He plays Shelob's Lair. Let's see the hunt pool. I think he's played 3 tiles so far, so he has 3 red tiles in here. I'll go back here just so we can see what I draw. I draw Athelas. Doesn't help me at all. I mean, it'll heal me. He plays half orcs and goblin men here. I think looking back, maybe I could have played Spirit of Mordor, which would be pretty funny if I killed them all off. But I didn't. It's okay. I draw again. I get House of the Stewards, also pointless. So I have one more chance here to possibly draw it. And let's see what happens. He draws a strategy card. I draw Dead Men. That doesn't do anything. I mean, because Strider is also dead. So he's technically a Dead Men of Dun hero as well, but doesn't help. I say, where is it? He laughs. I mean, I could be bluffing. And that's the fun thing about War of the Ring is that there's no rule about telling the truth in the log. All right, so he attacks Helm's Deep. He just needs 2. I decide to play. What am I playing here? Oh, Sudden Strike, probably so I can hurt him a little bit. He plays Cruel as Death. I get 1 pre. And look, oh my gosh, that's so funny. He gets no hits again. And if it was the other card, which allows the plus reroll, he would have gotten it, like +1 on the reroll. And I get 2 hits back, insult to injury. So now I think it would be funny if I played, that's so funny. We just talk about it. Now I should play, I should play, Spirit of Mordor. But I don't. Because he's not winning anymore. He can't win this turn. He attacks Helm's Deep again. I play Shield Wall. He plays Deadly Strife. And that's over. Because that's 3. And I get 2 back. So if I played Spirit of Mordor, right? And I had gotten 1 hit. Then this would blank out both of the armies. And we would both be... And I would maintain control. That would be funny. All right. I say ready to laugh. So I'm thinking at this point, I'm going to play Athelos, and I'm going to get down to 0 corruption. Because that's hilarious. And then imagine if I move again and get a 0. Then I'll finish the game with 0 corruption in Mordor. But I don't. I just get 2. I get 2 force. But, it's all right. And we move on. He plays the 4th red tile. So you can see the pool here. So there are 4 ways to stop me, but I have Mithril Coat. And who knows if I'm gonna roll a movement. I mentioned that I hit so I don't take damage, if he was wondering. I draw into Faramir, and Eagles are coming. Allocates an eye. And I roll... See, I only roll 1 movement. So, like I said, you never know if you're going to get the movement or not. And there's still a chance he can stop me here, because if he stops me, I can't do anything else. And I can just slowly watch myself lose. Or maybe live, who knows? Because I can still attack. So let's see how this round goes. That's what I'm thinking here. So I'm going to start by moving right away. Here we go. Drum roll. Here we go. Let's see what the chances are. 1, 2, 3, 4 stop me, and the rest wins me the game. And I draw a 3. So I finish at 4 corruption. So I enter Mordor with 5 corruption and end it with 4. Awesome. So that's the game. And I'm happy I won it. You never know. Like I said, I want to give a huge shout out to Waldo. Waldo is an awesome person to play. He's a super fun guy. And I always enjoy our games. And I think we're actually very even. I'm going to show you the statistics now so you can see what the dice looked like. All right. So if you look, he was -8 on -8 on 6 I was +1. So yeah, I mean, combat did not really go his way. But if you look, to be fair, look at my movement. I was -1 on wills. I was -4 on characters. And he also used Day Without Dawn on my Will of the West. So I was also very under in terms of getting my movement. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching and joining me on my journey through Middle-earth. Hope to see you in the next one. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Bye, everyone.